You got her and you got her daughter.
Yes, I do.
Strike you with judgment, Christ.
Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? Happy Monday. I hope that you are all having a fabulous morning. Today, I am going to go ahead and just be an evil atheist.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
Because we are going to be reacting to Bob Larson, one of my favorite people to react to on the channel, because we just all love Bob here. Everyone give the Lord a hand. Yes, that's right. Everyone give the Lord a hand. So if you've got demons, Bob Larson is the guy to call. I thought it would be fun if we head on over to his website for a moment, because Bob here has described himself. I've talked about this before. It's actually very difficult to go and find real information about Bob Larson here. He is obviously paying somebody to make sure he has a nice fingerprint on the internet, because even his Wikipedia does not go into the details about some of the things that people need to know about Bob here, as we've been talking about. Hello, Joe. Joe says, my friend Gordon Kale Bay is possessed. We could use his services. Well, the good news is you can hire Bob. Yes, you at home, you can hire Bob Larson today. So for those that do not know, Bob Larson actually runs the Spiritual Freedom Church, which we are going to be deep diving a lot in the coming weeks. And his whole thing is giving exorcisms. He is known as the exorcism guy. The movie, The Exorcism, was based off of him. A lot of people don't realize this. So, according to Bob, what does Bobby Boy say here about himself? I always think it's fun to go and find out what people put on their own websites about themselves, you know? So he says, Dr. Bob Larson is the world's foremost expert on cults, the occult, and supernatural phenomena. He has ministered in more than 100 countries and has appeared on network TV shows such as Oprah. You know that you're good when you appear on Oprah, I guess. Inside Edition, Entertainment Tonight, which, I mean, okay, that sounds good. The Insider, Anderson Cooper's 360, which, if anyone is wondering, I don't know what it is. I cannot stand Anderson Cooper. I am sorry. Every time that man comes on the screen, I turn it off. I've never been able to do it. ABC TV's Good Morning America, He's been on Nightline. He's been on A Current Affair, CNN Headline News, Hannity, which I'm not really sure what that is, so if anyone knows, that would be great. And good old Dr. Phil. Yeah, Dr. Phil has everyone on his show. I mean, even Jeff Holiday went on Dr. Phil with Modern Alternative Mama. Truthfully, Trisha went on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil loves having people on. Numerous television networks have produced special reports about Bob. And I honestly think we should react to some of those. I'm just kind of trying to figure out. We have some new rules here in Canada. For those that don't know, we have some new broadcasting rules and everything. So it's going to be a little bit harder for me to use some of the materials on the platform here. So I'm trying to figure out how I can go about reacting to some of these with you guys, because the next ones that some of them are funny. So when he did his Discovery Showtime, when he was on TLC, that was hilarious. They pretty much called him out, and I think it would be a lot of fun for all of us to watch. He was also on A&E, BBC, History, National Geographic, and MSNBC. You know, he probably knows who Chris Hansen is. He's famous, this Bob Larson. A show on Fox News. Yes. I can't stand Anderson Cooper. I don't know why. I have never been able to deal with Anderson Cooper. Sorry, Anderson Cooper. It's you, not me. Bob has been featured in the Los Angeles Times. It's so funny because he literally lists off every single thing, right? Bob has been featured in the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Daily News London, Financial Times Germany. Like, Financial Times Germany, Bob? Why do we need to know about that? Like, what were you even in there for? And other major publications. International TV documentaries have included Brazil, Germany, Norway, France, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Holland, Belgium, Japan, and Korea. Apparently, we're supposed to be reading this and be like, oh, wow, Bob was on TV in Belgium and Korea. That is amazing. That's why I love reading these. He is the president of the highly acclaimed online international school of exorcism. Who is it highly acclaimed to, Bob? You're the one. The Vatican tells people to go to this school. Not as much as you think. He says he has hundreds of alumni, sorry, cannot talk today, in scores of nations. Who am I kidding? I can barely talk any day. I don't know what the hell I was doing with life. I was like, do you know what would be a great idea with a speech impediment and a bunch of disabilities? If you logged onto the internet and started YouTube. Good idea, Beth. Good idea. Bob is the author of nearly 40 books. In case you were wondering why we have not been deep diving Bob's books, we will be. I do plan on reading some, but there are 40 of them. So it's not like Harold Klemp and Eckankar, where there's like only a smaller collection. Like I think he has like 20 books and they're all super duper short. As you know, I could read them to you guys in 20 minutes in a video. His books are longer and there's 40 of them. So Bob, we're going to get to it, but we got to be careful on which ones we pick. I don't want to just be here reading stuff to you guys. That's boring as hell. But he says that all these 40 books were translated into more than a dozen languages, including Larson's Book of Spiritual Warfare. That sounds like a lovely read. Larson's Book of World Religions. Excuse me. That one might be interesting because it would be interesting to see how Bob Larson views other religions. Demon-proofing prayers. I have a copy of that one, I promise you. Curse-breaking Jezebel. For those that do not know, oh my God, Bob Larson is in a constant argument with Jezebel. Him and Jezebel do not get along. They are always beefing. Do you need an American channel? I've got a couple to spare. Google Translate doesn't count. No, it does not. It does not, because it's also awful. So, of course, he has a whole book called Jezebel because he has an ongoing beef with that demon. Dealing with demons. And then he says he has 4 fictional novels, which, by the way, I hear that they aren't the worst. Like, they are not the worst novels in the world. Some people have read them and said that they're actually interesting and that maybe Bob should have done fiction writing instead of what he's doing with his exorcisms. It says ministry and theological background. We would need to know that about Bob, obviously, right? Again, remember, this is all written by Bob. Reverend Dr. Bob Larson has spent a lifetime studying and producing educational materials to further a deeper understanding of spiritual warfare. We're at war! He attended the University of Nebraska as a pre-med major with intentions of becoming a doctor. And he was like, you know what? Instead of saving people's lives, I'm just going to save them all from demons. That will fix everything. His primary studies were in languages, comparative anatomy, and chemistry. Instead of pursuing a medical degree, he left higher education for a short career in motivational speaking while studying for the ministry. So there was a time when Bob here wasn't really a reverend, a minister, if you will. He just did those motivational speeches that we all love over here, right? Yeah. His initial theological education was through the Global University Berean School of the Bible, which led to his ordination by a major evangelical denomination. That's really not that important unless you are Christian. He was also later ordained by the Calvary Cathedral International Association of Churches. Dr. Larson, now he's Dr. Larson, Reverend Doctor. Dr. Larson was served in active ministry nearly 50 years since his initial ordination. Listen, the only person that I call Reverend Doctor as a joke is Jeff Holiday. Reverend Doctor just doesn't sound good. Dr. Larson continued his religious studies by reading the works of classic Christian theologians and early church fathers, such as Aquinas and Augustine. Many of Dr. Larson's books, such as Larson's Book of Cults, which that would be an interesting read, right? And Larson's Book of World Religions have become enduring classics. I'm not sure if that's how I would describe it, but sure, Bob, they're enduring classics. They're classics, guys, classics. They're right up on the shelf with To Kill a Mockingbird. You have to read them in school. He says that they are used in the course studies of major seminaries. He has written nearly 40 books. They tell us again. They're very, very into the fact he's written these 40 books. Many bestsellers, translated in 20 languages. It was in all these different languages. Now we have a number, 20 of them. In 2005, he founded the Spiritual Freedom Churches International, SFC, a cult, that's not what it says, a fellowship of associated and affiliated congregations adhering to Dr. Larson's vision of church bodies. Yeah, his vision, this is his cult, which would embrace the message of salvation, spiritual healing, and deliverance. Dr. Larson augmented his previous ordinations by receiving additional ordination through SFC, which again is his own fucking college that he made. He's like, I've been certified by me. For 10 years, Dr. Larson served as the senior pastor of a locally organized body of believers cult. Sorry, I had something stuck in my chest. Called the Spiritual Freedom Church of Phoenix, Arizona. I am so sorry, Arizona. I'm sorry. In 2014, he launched the online, because we needed that, Online International School of Exorcism, ISE. They're all about acronyms in the college world. The first internet-supported training, and the first, the rest of the internet was like, this is not something we need. But Bob here decided to make the first internet-supported training and certification body embracing the spiritual disciplines of healing, like touching someone and healing them from an ailment, like you see the televangelists do, that we all make fun of. That's what that is. Deliverance, and of course, exorcism, because it wouldn't be Bob Larson without exorcism. Hello, Purple Sky. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. It would be funny if he just all of a sudden was like, I no longer do exorcisms. We'd be like, Bob, what do you mean? Then he goes on to say, to date, more than 1,000 students from nearly 50 countries have completed this schooling. Now, I just want to bring up the fact that usually about 1,000 people graduate from college every year. I know that when I graduated college, there was at least 1,000 people there that year graduating. But this isn't just in a year. This is several years. In the last 7 years, more than 1,000 students. It's like, Bob, that's not impressive. I don't know if you realized when you were writing this, sitting down, you were writing this up, that's not that impressive. If it was like 1,000 students a year, okay, that would be a lot. And I would have to question our whole society, but it would be more flexy. You could flex that more. In 2018, Dr. Larson augmented ISE, which again is his International School of Exorcism, with the Advanced Academy of Deliverance. Another thing that he did. An online graduate level training curriculum in deliverance and exorcism ministry that Bob basically also created. You know what I mean? Like, he's just out here creating all of his own certifications and then passing himself. And then a bunch of other people with them. In recognition of his lifetime achievements, which, I mean, if this is all they are listed here, Bob, not that impressive, dude. I'm just saying. The Board of Governors of SFC and ISE awarded Reverend Larson the honorary title of Doctor of Divinity with the following proclamation. Now, again, I just want to remind you, Bob Larson is the one that runs and created the SFC and the ISE. So he created these places, trained all the people in them, and then had them all give him an award. That's literally what happened. Like, even he says so, you know? It's like, okay, Bob, good job. Yes. You know what? I think right now we need to give the Lord a hand. Yeah. Good job, Bob. Good job. Fabulous job. So glad that you did all of this. So this is the proclamation. Again, remember, Bob is the one that wrote it for himself. In recognition of an exemplary lifetime contribution to Christendom, which I didn't know that was a word. Did you know that was a word? I had no clue. Through personal deliverance ministry to thousands of individuals, authoring of 37 original books, preaching, teaching, I like how it rhymes, college lectureships, radio broadcasting, media productions across the decades, and leadership in the ministry of exorcism. The governors, which again, who the fuck are the governors? Just people that Bob hired, hereby confer upon Bobby Emil Larson, his real name. Yep, that's the full name. They called him Bobby. Bobby. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't like it. Bobby Emil Larson, the honorary degree Doctor of Divinity, which he made up again, I'm just pointing that out, with all the rights, privileges, and honors appertaining thereto, in witness whereof the seal of the school and the signatures of its officers are hereto affixed. I thought that would be funny if I read it wrong, okay? Given at Denver, Colorado, this 15th day of December, in the year of our Lord, the year of the Lord. Does China know that it's the year of the Lord? I think they thought it was the year of something else. I'm just saying, they usually have an animal picked out, not the Lord. 2016. So again, this happened in 2016. And then he goes on to say, after the whole proclamation, it's not even in a different paragraph. This whole thing is a mess, Bob. This whole thing's a mess. Now entering his 5th decade of ministry, 50 years. Yup. Dr. Bob Larson, what we're not going to call Bobby there, continues his life's work to raise up a generation of warriors for Christ, dedicated to teaching Christians how to get free, stay free, and live free. Join their team today. So yes, that is how Bob Larson explains who he is to everyone, which I find really fucking funny. I love to read through that. It's one of my favorite things to read. Maybe I do need an inhaler there, Joe, okay? And I am Satan, I apologize. So, I have a couple videos that we're going to react to today, and I also have a couple of his so-called blogs that I think we should read through. Because today we are going to be talking a little bit about Satanism. Yep. Satanism. Satan! Satan! Oh my God, you found someone crazier than a flat earther. I find them all the time. I am like a magnet for crazy people. If I don't find them, they find me. Hello, Kendall. I hope you are doing well. So, the first video that I have of Bob's is a very interesting one, and it is named, of course, after the title. And it is literally called, and he names these himself. He uploads them himself. He edits them all, right? This is Bob Larson's channel. It's Bob Larson's ministry. It's Bob Larson's college. It's Bob Larson's show. No, this is the Queen of Karma show, but you know what I mean. So this is actually called Exorcist Bob Larson, because people that put themselves in third person when they're talking about themselves are definitely sane. Cast out Freemason demons while a satanic cult watches. Oh my God, it sounds fucking crazy. It was like, that explains why I'm here. It does. It does, Joe. It does. So yes, we are about to watch Bob Larson, the guy that we just read the whole synopsis of, cast a demon. Not just any demon either. A Freemason demon. Okay, those are the worst kind, other than Jezebel. He'll even tell you. And the cult is watching. Why is the cult just sitting here watching? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. That's one of my big questions, though. I'm the same. Oh my God! The intro is usually the best part. Usually. Honestly, some of these people, I believe they are all deserved Grammys. Some of them are very, very good actors. Real persist. All right, I need to give myself a minute. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready for Bob Larson? Because, you know, he could be scary. Okay, we're ready. Kendall says he's ready. So if you're not ready, blame it on Ken, because he's speaking for all of us. We're about to hit play.
Sword of the Spirit, I curse you. Curse you.
I love Bob. One of the best things that Bob does that I often point out is he tends to beat people with the Bible. Okay? He doesn't just place it on them. he's always like, smack. And it's like, Bob, calm down.
You got her, you got her daughter.
Yes, I do.
Strike you with judgment of Christ.
So what we have here is we have this woman, you know, she looks pretty young, probably around my age. I'm 37 in a month, if you're wondering. It looks like that might be her boyfriend there beside her with the backwards hat. I'm not really sure. I think they're there together, though. And usually how this starts is they come to one of these lovely halls just filled with people to get an exorcism. And they usually have someone stand up and say, you know, like, my girlfriend has been possessed by a demon. Bob, you have to save her. So then Bob has helpers. And those are the two guys that you see holding her down. Okay? They'll come, they'll hold the person down. And then Bob will, of course, exorcise all of the demons.
Don't touch me!
Is that the mother? Is that her mother?
That's her mother, yeah.
You got them all, 3 generations.
All right.
Turn at you. Get ready to grab her.
So now we have the mother. And Bob goes, is this her mother? And they're like, yes, this is the mom. So then he goes, oh my God, the demons got her too. The demons got all of the generations of this family. So I guess we're getting like a 2-in-1, guys.
I torment you with the power of Christ.
Well, that was quick. I mean, that was the quickest exorcism I have ever seen. Thank God that mom is saved.
You will be obedient to God's word.
Ah! She's fighting the Bible!
Oh, grab her legs.
Now, I often wonder about the safety of people during this. Maybe it's just me. But I mean, is anyone else worried that we have a bunch of grown men essentially pinning down someone? Here's my thing. I did social service work, for those that do not know. And when you are in social services, and usually other types of work, types of jobs where you would have to restrain someone, there is something here that you have to learn called nonviolent crisis intervention, which is basically how to restrain someone without causing harm to them. This was taught because back in the 80s and 90s and even a bit of the early 2000s, there were thousands of deaths in group homes caused by adults that were restraining children, and they were not doing it in a proper way. My husband grew up in group homes, and he actually experienced this firsthand, and we have spoken about this. And so in order to combat that and stop deaths from happening in group homes, they came up with a safe way to restrain someone. And usually anyone that's going into a job, like even nurses and doctors, if they're going to be working somewhere where they might have to actually restrain someone, like people with severe mental health issues, for example, they will have to get certification in this. It's an actual course you have to go take. You can either take the course in like the few months and do it all at once, or you go every Saturday for several weeks, and then you graduate it, and then you can properly restrain people. My issue, obviously, is when I'm watching something like this, I'm thinking Bob Larson probably does not have that certification. The other people that restrain people with him most certainly do not have it. Sometimes it's just like people in the audience that volunteer to come and restrain. It's not always like someone that's actually with Bob as a helper. So we cannot guarantee, right, that that person is being restrained in a proper way, which means there is a chance that sometime in the future, Bob here and his buddies are going to seriously fucking hurt someone from restraining them like this. That's a worry. I just had to throw that out there because it seems like every single time we watch one of these, they're doing the restraining wrong. And I can watch it and see the mistakes made, like how you're not supposed to restrain someone on a chair like this, you know, because this happens.
In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
Go down, spirit. Go down.
Go down, spirit! Go down! Imagine if that's all it
I
took.
want this woman.
Bible slap!
What's your first name?
Christy.
Christy.
All right, hold on. Slow down there, Bob. You do this really quickly. Says Christy is 41 and married with one daughter. She, her daughter, and her mother all reacted strongly to Bob's message at a recent Detroit seminar. Joe, he was in Detroit! Joe, he was there! You could have hired him for your buddy. Damn it! Christy's father is a former Freemason. So you lied to us a little bit there. Bob, you said that they were Freemasons right now, just saying. And Christy used to practice astral projection. Oh my God, can't have that. You did, Joe, you missed him.
My dad was a Mason.
Who, your dad?
Yes.
Okay, now if you were possessed by a demon, do you think that you would be able to give an interview? Because this always happens.
Are you still a Mason?
No.
No.
Quit.
No.
Did you ask to be taken off the rolls? No? Maybe you didn't know to do it.
Bob here is just very upset. Very upset. Astral projection, yes it is. Yes it is. So Bob here is just very upset that instead of her joining his cult, she joined the Freemasonry cult, you know?
But you don't go to the lodge anymore. What degree did you get to?
Master Mason of Blue Lodge.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, it's very much like a cult, and it has different areas that you have to get to.
Anything else?
I used to astral project
Why?
because I could.
So she used to astral project. Why? Because I could. Remember, this woman is possessed by a demon. I mean, at least the demon, I guess, enjoys getting interviewed.
I want you to say, I, Gary,
I, Gary,
as the husband of Christy,
as the husband of Christy,
Okay, so yes, it is the husband.
according to the word of God,
according to the word of God,
I am her head,
I am her head.
and I
Bob has Christy's husband, Gary, take spousal authority over her. Sounds a little sexist, Bob, I'm just saying. And he renounces the tormenting demons. Thank God. Don't want him to be with them. Ah!
I anoint you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Who are you?
What if it's Jezebel? Oh my God, I hope it's not Jezebel. He really hates her.
From the lodge?
You're Lucifer from the lodge? No, asshole, from hell!
You did this to your daughter.
Who's with you?
Oh, don't worry, Purple Sky. We're going to be reacting to Bob about once a week here.
I'm going to pierce you with the sword of the Spirit.
Now remember, Sword of the Spirit, he's not joking. He is going to slap this bitch with this Bible.
If you... Who?
Leviathan.
And? Who's with you? Besides Leviathan.
He knows Jezebel's in there, girl. You're a woman, and that's the thing about Bob that's hilarious. Whenever he does an exorcism for a woman, he's always like, Jezebel's in there. I know she's in there. Who else is in there with you? The woman could say anyone else, and he'll be like, that's nice, but who else is in there? I don't give a fuck about this demon, bitch. I'm looking for Jezebel.
Mammon.
Satan, Mammon, Jezebel was here.
Jezebel was there.
And then you'll notice at the bottom here, it lets you know a little bit of information as we go through. You know, you got to promote your book, right, Bob? And it'll be like, learn how Mammon plans to destroy your health and finances. Get Bob's exposing the spirit Mammon today. You know, it's like, thanks, Bob. Thanks.
We got her out. An apology.
Is Zuzu in there?
Maybe
Xenon?
something really important.
Do you have Xenon in there? We need to get L. Ron Hubbard in there.
Witchcraft.
Always there.
Are you chief among them, Lucifer?
Yes.
Again, I mean, she's interviewing pretty well for someone that's possessed by a demon. This is a great screen cap.
Damn it! Don't wake me up!
I'll wake you up anytime I want.
Wake
Get
me
on your
up.
knees
Wake me up, baby. Sorry.
and bow before God.
I changed the lyric.
Yes! I put an angel of the Lord on the left shoulder and on the right shoulder.
Getting with the Bible again.
Get on your knees, Lucifer. No! Yes! Get on your knees and bow before God.
Get on your knees. Bob, you're only supposed to be saying that in the bedroom.
I command it.
One of the chief attributes of the Lucifer demon is pride. Yep. It's also one of the chief attributes of Bob Larson. And forcing him to bow before God weakens him. Now, Bob can force the demons to lift the curses on Christy. Wake me up before you go.
I took a 3 full chords from Ecclesiastes 4:12.
And then again, it's see down at the bottom, it's explaining shit again. It's like, Jesus Christ, Bob. Just hit the bitch with the Bible and get the demons to go.
Say hi, Lucifer.
Hi, Lucifer!
Bind myself.
By myself!
I always want to know, why does Lucifer always give in and just start repeating what Bob Larson tells him to do? I feel like it wouldn't go this smoothly.
To my kingdom.
To my kingdom.
Mammon. Mammon.
Yes.
Mammon. Say it.
Mammon.
What if she doesn't say it? Is he going to hit her with the Bible again?
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Apollyon.
Apollyon.
And
A lot. He's a goat-headed demon. We needed to know that. We needed to know that that demon had a goat head. It was very important to us, for us to know this, to watch this exorcism. And now, why do we have this little like box here showing us the audience? Because this isn't about Christina here and her being exorcised. Oh no. You see, all of Bob's videos, the focus is not on the demons, not even on exorcism. Oh no, no, no. The focus is Bob. The focus is, look how amazing Bob is. Look how all these people react to Bob. So we need those people in that square there so that we can all see how they react to Bob. Because who the hell actually cares about these demons here? We're all here to see Bob give an exorcism. Duh.
The sword of the Spirit, I cut off
What?
communication with the Satanist. And any
Hit her again, Bob. Hit her again.
The Lord will stand between you and them.
So again, we have babies here. I always have to question, what parents are you bringing your babies to this? I wouldn't even want to bring my almost 9-year-old daughter to this. Anyway, are they possessed? Are the babies possessed by demons?
You'll get nothing from them.
They don't have any power anyways. Christy has all the power. Puppets.
Puppets.
They're puppets. You're gonna burn for it. Puppets.
So now he is calling the puppets. Apparently Satan has a lot of puppets. He likes to put on puppet shows.
You can't make this stuff up.
Are you sure, Bob? Are you sure you can't make it up? I feel like you can.
That's true.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Everybody, give the Lord a hand.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Bob. Good one.
Say, I, Lucifer. I, Lucifer,
I, Lucifer,
down to my kingdom,
down to my kingdom,
have no more right
have no more right
to this woman.
to this woman.
But I thought she had all the power. So I'm very confused. So she has all the power, but the demon is controlling her? What? You fucked that one up in the script, Bob.
Or her daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Or her daughter.
Say it. Say it.
Or her daughter. Or her daughter. Say it.
So apparently, if the demon gives up the rights to the daughter, then something very bad happens to the demon. Oh yeah, they get punished.
Oh, no, no.
How old is your daughter?
13.
Oh my God, why are you using your 13-year-old daughter for this shit? Are you kidding me? Mom of the year right here. Mom and dad of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Let's tell our 13-year-old daughter that she's possessed by a demon and then bring her to Bob Larson. Jesus Christ.
13.
Yeah, 13, Bob. Stay away. Is this her? Are you kidding me right now, parents?
I take that same threefold cord.
Oh my God, now Bob's gonna beat the child with the Bible.
And I bind what's in her to you.
God, that's awesome. Did you hear this guy here in the striped shirt? When Bob just did that, he's like, God, that's awesome. I feel like we just need to hear that little bit again. It's pretty funny.
And I bind what's in her.
Listen really close. Did you hear him? God, that's awesome. Yeah, well, do you know what's not awesome, sir? Using the Lord's name in vain, which you did when you went, oh, God. I'm just saying. Ken says, moms can be tricked into thinking that their 13-year-old daughters are demonic, though. Exactly. It is true. And that is one of the big issues I have here with Bob. Is because Bob is one of those people that will go around. And here's the thing. 13 can sometimes be the age that mental health issues show. Let's be honest. That's a big age. So I worry about, for example, what if this poor young woman, 13-year-old daughter, is experiencing mental health issues started? Right? A lot of people experience this in their preteens, and that if it doesn't hit them then and they have these mental health issues, it will hit them in their early 20s, late teens, you know? So what could end up happening is even regular rebellion of a 13-year-old, for example, which all 13-year-olds rebel, all right? All teenagers go through that teenage phase. All of them. Every single one. And what happens is Bob here will teach parents that that rebellion phase is not normal, that mental health issues are not what's being had, possibly, but that kid is possessed. So then you have parents rushing, like you said, they're convinced that their children are demonic. And then they all come to Bob Larson to get the exorcism, which, by the way, costs about $200 minimum. So there you go. That's for the teeny tiny one that he does on Skype for like 10 minutes, by the way. So this is my issue with Bob as well, is it's like people like Bob cause a lot of problems with that. You should not be bringing a 13-year-old girl to this at all. No children should be had at this thing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Say, I, Lucifer.
I really like how Bob made sure to move her hair out of the face so that the camera could really capture her faces. That was good of you,
I,
Bob.
Lucifer. Say it.
I, Lucifer.
When I go, all my kingdom
all my kingdom
and her daughter
and her daughter
goes with me.
goes with me.
Oh, she said it. What happens now?
Say, lift the curse
I lift the curse
of the Masons.
of the Masons.
Lift the curse of the lodge. Say it.
Say it. In the lodge. I'm the Freemason Lodge? So you're telling me that this bitch and her demon is just possessing the whole lodge? It's her fault that the Freemasons are satanic, Bob? Is that what you're telling us here?
Every vow,
Every vow.
ritual, ceremony, and dedication.
He's getting pretty serious here, guys.
Of this woman,
This woman,
her daughter,
her daughter,
and future generations.
and future generations.
Oh my God, they were already going to possess the future generations of our whole family? It's a good thing we have Bob here to save them all. Now we have a whole bunch of people out. And this is what I don't understand. Like, and I often wonder this, even about Bob's school of exorcism, in which he teaches other people to be exorcists. I always thought that in order to be an exorcist, you had to have some like kind of power, almost like magic, if you will, to be able to put up a cross and get demons to leave. I did not ever believe that this was taught until Bob Larson came out here and was like, I will teach all of you. I thought it was just something when I was Catholic, for example, and I was growing up being taught that exorcisms can happen and that they're real. I was always under the impression that you were like given some kind of gift. So I never understand how someone can be taught this, nor do I understand how a bunch of random people in the audience, all grabbing their crosses and walking up like this and putting their crosses out, is supposed to help Bob. And why does Bob need so much help from other people if he is the most powerful exorcist in the whole world? Okay, Bob, I think you're lying to us.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
I don't care. I don't care what you say. I think you're lying.
You're surrounded, Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer, you're surrounded by a bunch of normal people holding a cross. You demon of hell, one of the worst demons apparently on the earth ever, right? You demon are surrounded by a bunch of normal people all holding crosses. How are you ever going to make it? For emotional support, I guess. Yeah, Bob's emotional. He needs emotional support while he's doing the exorcisms.
I know.
Her daughter is holding her cross high.
Amen.
She loves
Yeah, I do feel sorry for the daughter in this, though, like having to watch all of this go down with her mom. It would be a little traumatizing, I do have to say.
the Lord.
That's right.
So
Oh,
this is
gosh.
Yeah, she does. Yes, she does.
And you have to go.
And then at the bottom, it's like, learn how to use the tools of an exorcist to defeat Satan and set the captives free. Visit exorcism.school or call this number.
An interloper, a trespasser. You've been hiding.
Yeah, Lucifer, why you hiding in this blonde woman for?
Yes, I have. No.
Say I.
They're like, listen, you got demons? We'll get them. Scam Chan says the demons will go somewhere special. Very special.
Hey, Lucifer.
Lucifer!
With no more right.
No more right!
To this
Get
woman
angry.
of God.
To this woman of God!
Or her daughter.
Find out when Bob will be in a city near you.
Go.
Go!
Now.
Go!
To.
Go!
Ah! Go! 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 That was fun.
Go.
Go!
Now.
Go!
To.
Go!
The pit.
Go!
Come out of here then.
Are you ready?
Come out of here then.
Holy crap, that was a lot. That was a lot. Did you see it? Satan uses her to tease incels. Demon Hunters 2 for one special. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, we just watched a demon leave her body.
Let's give the Lord a hand.
Yeah, yes.
Who did this for you?
Jesus.
Oh my God, guys. Did you see that?
Go.
Go!
Now.
Go!
To.
Go!
The pit.
Go!
Come out of here then.
And then it's just like, there we go. The demon has been exorcised. Not on the treadmill, out of her body. Yeah. Wow. Wow, guys.
He
Wow.
has the power.
Jesus has the power!
Heal us.
Heal us!
Deliver us.
Deliver us!
You waited a long time for this.
41 years.
Jesus.
41, wait a minute. 41 years? You waited 41 years for this? You mean when you were a baby and you were first born, your mother said to you, you know what, little baby Christina, you're a fucking demon possessed by the devil. You need an exorcism from Bob Larson. And then your whole life, you've just been going through for the last 41 years, like, well, shit, guys, I'm fucking possessed by a demon. I'm just here living on this earth until Bob Larson can give me an exorcism and save me. Is that what you are telling us, Christina? I don't know if I believe it, but okay.
Did it.
Yes, he did.
He gets the glory.
I knew that I had something really bad and deep.
Okay, so as always, this is another favorite part of mine. After Bob shows us all the exorcism he does a little update with the person. It appears that this is done the next day, where they just record a little video and send it in and say, wow, this was so amazing, Bob. I think it's hilarious.
For a long, long time.
My whole family's been affected. My daughter and me and my husband, my mom, my dad. Like, it goes so far and so deep. I knew that they weren't going to get free until I was set free.
So this is called generational abuse. When you have parents that tell their children they're possessed by devils and they're demonic and that's why they're acting up and doing normal kid things. And then those children grow up and they have kids and then they pass that on. It is actual abuse. It is horrifying to live up as a child, grow up as a child, and think that you are possessed by a demon until someone does an exorcism on you. To also believe that your mom and grandma are possessed by a demon, or just your mom, or just anyone that you're around. It instills fear into children that children should never have this fear. It's the same as the fear of hell. Like, you do something bad, you're gonna be burning in a fire for all eternity, the rest of time. It's like, why are you putting that on a 10-year-old? Like, they just stole a piece of gum from the store, dude. Calm down, you know? That's why I hate this shit. It's not fair to put it on the kids. And like I said, it leads to this generational abuse until one of them finally says, this shit isn't real. I'm leaving this cult. And it doesn't happen that often.
It goes so far and so deep that I knew that they weren't going to get free until I was set free. Didn't expect it. I was hoping.
What was the biggest thing you felt right afterwards?
Relief.
How does it feel now?
Oh, wonderful.
So Bob's asking questions in this one, which he doesn't always do. Maybe it is recorded on the same day. Let me know what you think down below. Either way, it is pretty hilarious how he does an exorcism and then has someone sort of like give an interview afterwards. Like, imagine you just had a demon exorcised from you. So then you're like, hold on a second, Bob, I just need an outfit change and I just need to do my makeup. And then you can go ahead and interview me about the experience. It's just, excuse me, it's very, very strange. And it does lead me to one question. You know, we're talking about generational abuse. We're talking about demons. We're talking about, you know, how do you tell if you're possessed by a demon? And luckily for us, Bob Larson has a blog. And he has a whole blog that's actually called, Is It Me or the Devil? I think that we should read through it because it will let us know. And then we will also know how to, come on, computer, work with me here. Why are you so slow? We will also know how to tell if we're possessed. This is brand new. I mean, as brand new as one can get, pretty much. It was written on April 24th of 2023, as you see, by Bob Larson himself. It is his blog from his Spiritual Freedom Church, a Bob Larson ministry, because you wouldn't join if it didn't have Bob Larson in the name, I'm sure. Is it me or the devil? So a little while ago, I was talking about how a lot of people that grow up in this way of thinking where they believe in exorcisms and they believe in heaven and hell and they believe in all that, they're taught that normal things, like normal teenage rebellion, is not normal teenage rebellion, but is actually a demon possessing you. Most demons all come from the devil, right? I mean, the God isn't out here sending demons to possess people, that's for sure. So I think this is a great blog for us to read because it should answer a question. Is it me or is it the devil? Is it just me and something I'm doing? Is it a mental health issue? What is it? Or is it the devil? I just want to see. Can you guys see that? Should I make it bigger? Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Sometimes it does not always work. Oh, okay, good. Yes, it seems to have done that thing that I like, where it takes out the ads. Perfect! Perfect! Scam Chan says, fear of God is never understandable by reason of the special appearance never happens. Yes. Fear of God is understandable in Christianity, but increasing that fear with demons, etc. is wrong in my opinion, especially when kids are present. God sends snakes or bears, not just demons, right? Joe says, it's all the devil. It's not me. I'm innocent. I know everyone blames me for everything, but I'm innocent. It's not on OChat, so we can read it. Right? So, is it me or the devil when the temptation to sin seems overwhelming? When life goes terribly wrong? When horrible thoughts enter your mind? Do you ever ask this question? Is it me or the devil? I mean, I don't, but maybe some people out there do. Or to put the question another way, is what I'm going through part of life's challenges? Or am I under demonic attack? That would be awful, right? There is no simple answer to this question. Oh, shit. Looks like we're all doomed, guys. There's no simple answer to the question. We're doomed.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
All doomed. There's no simple answer to this question, but I can give you some additional questions to answer. Thanks, Bob. He's like, we don't have the answer to this question, but here's more questions that will give your life more focus about this dilemma. Number 1, why are you asking the question? Because you're Bob Larson and you're the guy to go to for this. What do you mean? If it is out of misplaced religious guilt, that is one thing. If you have unconfessed sin in your life, this self-reflective inquiry could be your conscience talking back to you. And then you just gotta slap it and tell it not to talk back. Psalm 139:23 says, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts." Confess your secret, willful sins to the Lord. If the thought that you are under demonic attack persists, reach out to a credible deliverance ministry. Bob's like, me, we're the only ones. Reach out to me for help so that someone outside your own self-reflection can ask more probing, objective questions. I don't know if I want that, but okay. Wondering if your thoughts and actions are influenced by the devil can lead to a vicious cycle of self-condemnation. Oh my God, we don't want that. We don't want that. You need honest input from a mature Christian leader or counselor. In other words, from Bob or someone Bob trained is really what he wants to say. Number 2, are there self-destructive family patterns that you are emulating? It's not you, it's your family. If you came from a solidly biblical Christian home that had healthy values, what you struggle with is less likely to be demonic in nature. All right? It's only them atheists. Okay? Only atheists and Mormons and shit. They're the ones that get possessed, not Christians.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
So, yeah. You had healthy values if you were Christian, so less chance of demons. On the other hand, if your family of origin, your nuclear family, was toxic with things such as alcoholism, drug abuse, sexual sin, domestic violence, or antipathy toward God, the chances increase that your problems is demonic, is demonic. Being raised in a spiritually and emotionally dysfunctional home increases the probability that doors to the devil were opened in your life by unhealthy family dynamics. What if I was raised like Roman Catholic, Bob, and then I became an atheist?
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
Could I be possessed by a demon? Do you explain that here? I'm just wondering. It would help. If, on the other hand, your upbringing was conducive to Christianity, and you are now in rebellion, it's more likely that Satan is directly interfering in your life. So yes, the answer is yes. You damn atheists, you all are taken over by Satan. Number 3, have you been involved in psychotropic drugs, the occult, New Age, or non-Christian religious practices? Like paganism, right? If the answer is no, demonization is less likely. Is demonization a word? I feel like that's a word Bob made up. We need a Bob dictionary. But if you have dabbled in Ouija boards, astrology, energy healing, which again, Bob here claims to heal people, but he's the only one, I guess, that's allowed to. Tarot cards, yoga, Eastern meditation. Western meditation is fine, though. Fortune telling, altered states of consciousness, mindful meditation. Why would he have a problem with that? I don't know. Enneagrams, mind control, etc. it's more probable that at least some of the torment in your life is the direct result of demons. Oh my God, I'm so scared. If you have taken the Yuska, I have no clue what this word is. Ayahuasca, whatever this word is. If you have taken this drug, smoked a lot of weed, tripped on LSD, DMT, oh, Joe Rogan's fucked, guys, or mushrooms, your chances of direct attack from the devil increases dramatically. Oh my God! I'm scared. Then he says, I could write an essay or an entire book on answers to the question, is it me or the devil? I think you have, Bob. I think you've written 40 books, haven't you? But you now have at least 3 areas of your life to immediately contemplate. If one or more of these factors is dominant in your life, don't put off immediately seeking spiritual help from a trusted, credible source, who again is probably just Bob, or someone that Bob graduated from his spirituality school. Reaching out to someone who is inexperienced or doesn't believe in demons attacking Christians. You don't believe in this? You're fake. Will only make your situation worse. He's like, listen, if you're having problems, you have to reach out to someone who believes in demons and believes that Jezebel is coming for me. If you don't, you're not going to get help. Then he goes on to say, check our website, demontest.org, for more questions to pinpoint your problem. Thanks, Bob. Thanks. Contact our offices at boblarson.org for further direction. You're really answering these questions for us well. If your issue is spiritual and if it is demonic, putting off getting the right kind of intervention will allow the devil even more latitude to destabilize your life. Which we don't want that. I mean, let's be real. My life is unstable enough as it is. Conversely, dealing with your sins, taking an honest look at your family upbringing, blame it all on your mom, mommy issues or daddy issues, and getting substance abuse and false religious practices out of your life will be big steps forward to freedom. I do believe, though, that you should not be addicted to substances. Please go and get help and reach out if you are. And don't be doing false religious practices such as exorcisms. And yes, your life might get better. I'm glad we can sort of agree on that, Bob. Proverbs 28:13 says, he who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. And then he goes down here, he just says, an encouraging word. Christ disarmed the devil. You know, in case you don't know, we need a little bit of encouragement. It's getting very discouraging here right now. Disease is evil spirits, always. Always. Okay, I'm part of CIA's MK. Shh! Joe! Shh! CC and Warhammer are going to find out. Shh! Don't tell them! Don't tell them! Block out and the demons take over with that Ayuganadamabana stuff. You block 12 hours? 12 hours? Who the hell is doing that? What is wrong with people? At least when I was younger and we were doing drugs, we were doing fun drugs that would keep us up and make us want to party more. We weren't doing drugs that made you black out for 12 hours. That sounds insane. Insane! Almost everything is a sin. It is. It is. So again, this is an encouraging word. Feel like we have to put emphasis on the whole encouraging part because, you know, well, you'll see. Colossians 2:15 tell us that Christ, quote unquote, disarmed all the powers of Satan and made a, quote unquote, public spectacle of them. Today, some Christians are afraid to speak of the devil, even to say his name. Oh my God, don't want that. Satan is a hush-hush topic in most polite evangelical circles. In them damn religious circles, okay? I mean, I don't know how to speak them words today. But scriptures tells us that Jesus triumphed over the devil and didn't hide it. No, he did not hide it. Why would you? You would want to flex on that all day. Ministries such as ours, again, back to Bob being all about Bob, as the narc will be, that publicly confront demons and the demon are criticized for doing so. Can't have that, as if it were some kind of show. Oh my God, you don't say. You mean people are accusing you of just lying about the exorcism? Who the hell would do that? That's so mean. It's not a show, he says, just as the Lord made an open show of Satan's defeat. Now again, I just want to point out here, remember, Bob is now comparing himself to the Lord. Christianity loves it when people do that. Just as the Lord made an open show of Satan's defeat, we should not be afraid to proclaim to a watching world that Christ's power in us also openly conquers the powers of darkness. What was that? An encouraging word, Bob? Okay, I was not too encouraged by that. That was a little discouraging to me. The demon made me do it. We should just use that as an excuse from now on. And then, like you rob a bank and the cops come to arrest you. And they're like, why, dude? Like, what'd you need this money for? And then you just go, a demon made me do it. And when they're like, dude, that's not going to fly, you say, well, I need an exorcism from Bob Larson, okay? Bob Larson told me that all of my problems were because of demons. So therefore, a demon made me do this, and the demon should go to jail. Not me, okay? And then Bob comes out all like,
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
So, we have one more video that I would like to react to today. It's also an interesting one. It really is. But first, I think that we need to just have a message from our sponsors.
Cancel curses, break soul ties, cleanse your ancestry, and cast out demons. Enroll now in the International School of Exorcism and the Advanced Academy of Deliverance. In our new book, Set Your Family Free, we teach how to raise children with purity principles, how to prepare them for adulthood, and how to break every assignment of Satan over their lives.
We give you the principles of spiritual warfare to fight for your family and to be victorious over the powers of darkness.
This is the book that will set your family free. The most frequent demon that I deal with is the spirit of Jezebel. This demon wants to destroy your health, your finances, your marriage, your family, and your church. My book, Jezebel, is your key to overcoming the most prevalent evil spirit of our age. Get your copy today.
He took the curses away from me. Was he Bob Larson? Because he can help you.
If your life isn't all that it should be, if relationships aren't working, if your health, your finances, or your spiritual life are unhappy, schedule a personal one-on-one encounter with me. We'll get to the root of the issues that are holding you back. We'll give you answers and a whole new direction in life.
Oh, what a change, what a difference when you have an encounter with God.
Take action. I look forward to seeing you soon.
We encourage your support for this worldwide outreach to do what Jesus did. For the latest information on resources, seminars, conferences, training institutes, retreats, and international missions, go to boblarson.org. Thank you for your prayers and financial partnership.
Thank you, Bob Larson. Thank you for sponsoring my channel. I am so blessed. Yes, that's the word that I wanted to go with. Blessed to have you sponsor my lovely channel. Now, I do have one more video to react to, and this one is really fun. This one is called Exorcist Bob Larson. Again, remember, he names these himself. He's the one that records. Well, he doesn't record. He gets people to record them, and then he uploads them after he edits them, names them himself. Exorcist Bob Larson ministers to a victim of satanic ritual abuse. And then we're going to read one more blog and have a little brief discussion about satanic ritual abuse. It's needed. Intense. And I love the intro, Bob. I love it. Bob Larson, the real exorcist. Not the fake one on TV, okay? The real one.
I swear to God, I'll kill you. Don't you dare. You're gonna kill me?
Yes, I am sure that the devil is going to say, I swear to God that I will kill you. Am I the only one that finds that ridiculous?
Her. Don't you dare touch her. She's mine.
Go down. I want Brigitte. I want Brigitte. Go down.
She's mine.
I told you to go down.
I swear to God, I'll kill you.
Go down. Go down. Get out of the way. Bridget. 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 Come back.
All right, so I guess this woman's name is Bridget. She's obviously possessed a lot more than the other woman. She's fighting a little harder, guys.
Come back. Bridget, come back.
Yeah, he'd say, I swear to myself. I mean, technically, yeah. I believe that the devil, if he was real and he was possessing people, would not be swearing to God.
I want Brigitte. Brigitte, come back. Come back.
Come back to us! Hello from the other side.
Come back. Okay, she's okay now. You tell me what your mother's first name was.
Bernice.
Bernice?
Yes.
Look at me and say, I belong to Jesus.
I belong to Jesus.
God is...
Wow, that took nothing. He's like, look at me and say, I belong to Jesus. The devil was like, I belong to Jesus. I guess that's why he was swearing to God before.
In control.
God is in control.
So I cut the soul tie.
I
cut the soul tie.
With my mother.
With my mother.
Did you guys see that little thing? Let's just go right back here. Sorry, I was talking. It says down at the bottom, find out when Bob will be in a city near you. I love it.
I cut the soul tie.
With my mother.
With my mother.
Fuck your mother. No, sorry. I'm just joking. I don't know why I said that.
And with her spirit of Jezebel.
And then Jezebel. And as soon as he mentions Jezebel, this pops up from the bottom. Oh, I love your grift, Bob Larson. Don't ever change, Bob. I love the internet. Learn about Jezebel's tactics and tricks. Order Bob's book, Jezebel, Defeating Your #1 Spiritual Enemy. Bob, you're the only one who is beefing Jezebel. I swear to God, nobody else is. Jezebel is only your #1 spiritual enemy. The rest of us don't give a fuck.
The spirit of Jezebel.
I want Bernice to look at me. Look at me, Bernice. Look at me, Bernice. Bernice, look at me. No, I want Bernice.
No.
I'm going to help you, Bernice.
Listen, don't tell him that. Joe says, I wouldn't pay to see him, but if it was free. Listen, he's going to get the idea that he needs to start upping those tickets or putting sales out or something. Then we're going to have things popping up from the bottom going, tickets on sale now. Bob makes contact with the evil, it says. Disassociated soul part of Bridget's mother. Why is Bridget's mother possessing her with the devil? Maybe he'll explain that soon.
Bernice, you're evil.
That was so bad. They need
You
Grammy.
dedicated your daughter to Satan. You gave her to the devil. But God still loves you.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. And then Bob Larson hit me with one.
And give her again. I'll give her. You will give her again? I'll give her. I'll give her. Let these guys off. Bernice, God can forgive you for what you did. God can forgive you for the evil of dedicating your daughter. She's dead now.
Whoa. Whoa. That was dark. It's like, she's dead now. But you got some demons?
She may be dead, but before she left, you bonded with her and part of her soul got inside your head.
And then down at the bottom, it says, you may have a demon. Find out now. A demon test.
He's trying to control you.
You're freaking out.
I know. But just try, just take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Because of her evil, she dissociated or disconnected parts of her consciousness. You've done the same. All right? The soul is an aspect of consciousness in the mind. And part of that can be passed on genetically, generation to generation.
So now you understand a little bit about why Bob believes that, it tends to be generational demons. For some reason, most of the time when Bob's giving these exorcisms, he'll say, oh, the mom's possessed. Your ancestors were possessed. He really hates people from Africa. I'm not joking. I've brought this up before in reacts to him, where for some reason, whenever someone talks about being from Africa, he'll start telling them that their family was all their ancestors, their grandparents, everyone down their family line was possessed by voodoo demons. Like, he just automatically equates Africa to voodoo every time. And I'm like, no, stop that, Bob. But he's all about this generational possession, if you will. It's like, your great, great, great aunt was possessed, and then she gave that to your current aunt, who somehow gave it to you, and now you're possessing your child. It's like, holy crap, how did this damn demon get our whole family?
This is one of my books. It's called Dealing with Demons. There's a chapter in here on something called epigenetics, which is a neuroscience.
And here we have Learn About Soul Ties and the Science of Epigenetics. Get Bob's book, Dealing with Demons, an introductory guide to exorcism and discerning evil spirits. I find it very interesting how Bob brings this up. To rewind it, I feel like this script specifically, because I do think that these are scripted. I've said that before. I do not believe that these people are possessed. I do not believe in hell, in satanic panic. We're going to talk about satanic panic. Don't worry. I do not believe that the Satan's sending demons up to possess people. I just don't. Even when I was Christian, I didn't really believe that either. I was like, come on now. Think he'd be busy doing other things. But if you really listen to how this one's laid out, it's very much like an ad. A lot of them are. I just feel like this is a really great example of it because of the words he uses and how he explains epigenetics here, and then this pops up. It's very telling. I feel like Bob kind of rats himself out a little bit.
And part of that can be passed on genetically, generation to generation. This is one of my books. It's called Dealing with Demons. There's a chapter in here on something called epigenetics, which is a neuroscience. It backs up everything I'm saying. The trauma experiences, emotions, psychological components of identity get passed on generationally. Now, that's not me talking. That's science talking. But spiritually, it's even more powerful. The first thing that happened was...
Did you guys see that? It was the way he brought it up and the way he explained it. I didn't feel like he was explaining it to her. I felt like he was explaining it to the audience. And to those of us at home that we're going to watch this later, so that he can put his ad for his book, you know? Yes, Scamchan, apparently the demons go into your DNA. They possess parts of your DNA, and then you generationally pass them on through your DNA to your family. I know, it's very weird, very confusing. It's all very pseudoscience-y, as all of this is.
Demonic. The second thing what happened was Bernice. We could begin to get you free if we can resolve Bernice.
I feel that, Joe.
Okay?
I think he is.
See, I Brigitte.
Careful, someone can we get this demon-possessed lady some water? She's starting to sound worse than me today. Which, if you're wondering, this year is very bad for allergies. I am like congested. My nose is stuffed. I don't know what it is, but I swear to God, worst year for allergies. And that's why I sound like shit. I'm going to blame it on that. And also, maybe I sort of like... Yep, I could be possessed.
I Brigitte.
Say, I will not allow her.
I will not allow her
any longer
to
be in my soul.
To be in my soul.
To be in my mind.
To be in my mind.
And keep me in bondage.
And keep me in bondage.
With her evil spirits.
With her evil spirits.
Now, just look at me.
I do need a bed.
By God's grace.
By God.
Once again, we have this little disclaimer here from Bob that says, Bob must have Bridget renounce the soul tie of her mother before he can minister to Bernice. It sounds so weird to renounce the soul tie of your mother. Feel like you should be tied through your soul to your mother. That's a good thing. You know?
That's great.
I forgive my mother.
I forgive.
Come on. Brigitte. Brigitte who knows Jesus.
I just want to know why the demons are always so giggly. They're always so giggly. Apparently, Satan is a funny dude.
This is another alter personality state that's popping up in the middle of this, the human.
See, right here, he turns to the audience and he explains it to the audience. Now, he doesn't look directly at the camera, but of course the camera is placed so that he's also talking to us, right? And as he's doing this, what pops up but demons or dissociation, right? Distinguish between the psychological and the spiritual when identifying demonic oppression. And that basically talks about how if you're dissociating, then you are probably possessed by a demon. It's not mental health or, you know, a coping mechanism or anything of the sort. No, it's a demon. We are at some point, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on a stream because it's so long. I might have to do a video of it. But we are going to be reacting to Bob Larson has a video out that I think it was a stream, not 100% sure. I've only kind of briefly gone through it so far, where he actually talks about multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, and how it's actually demons. And again, I just want to point out, it's very dangerous for Christians who could be suffering from mental health issues to chalk it up to it being a demon possessing them, or even a loved one, because you're kind of responsible for helping your loved ones know that they need to get help, right? So if you're the type of person that just every time somebody acts different or something goes wrong or whatever, you're blaming it on demons, you're not actually fixing those real issues. It's kind of like if you have a relationship issue with someone Instead of actually fixing the relationship, you just go, oh, it's demons, and then go get an exorcism and then expect that to do something. It won't. Your relationship will still be shit after that. And as we've talked about before, if it does help in any way, it's basically just the sugar pill effect, right? You've tricked yourself into believing it's done something. You're not actually cured. Your relationship isn't fixed, but you believe. So it might help, but even then, that doesn't last for a long time. Eventually that wears off. And then you're right back to square one. So it's an issue. And it's something that I think we all need to talk about out here a lot more.
Those of you who watch me on YouTube, follow this ministry, know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do have DID.
You do have DID. You know.
Yeah, so she says, yes, I do have DID. Okay, is it because she has demons, or does she actually have that mental health diagnosis? Because if that's the case, Bob, you're not going to help her. She needs psychiatrists. Scam Chan says, well, even Jesus said when the illness came back that it was bad spirits returning. Yeah. And that's an issue.
Okay, well, I rest my case. Now look at me. Come on.
Again, he uses this to prove, see, there are demons in her because she has DID. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You said you were raised Catholic, right?
Yes.
Did your mother pretend to be Catholic?
Oh,
While she was a Satanist?
yes, they...
Okay.
Yeah.
So her mother was a Satanist who pretended to be Catholic. And since her mother was a Satanist, that's obviously why this lady has DID and is possessed by all these demons. Right?
Okay, now just let me do my thing.
Just let you do your thing? Is that what he said?
In the name of the...
Again, apparently demons are just hyenas for laughter. They're just very giggly all the time. Whatever joke Satan tells, it must be good ones.
Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Bob? That's a Pepsi bottle. Bob? What you doing? What you doing here, Bob? You got a Pepsi bottle full of water, and that's what we're using to bless her? Is it holy water? What makes it holy? That it was blessed? Was it blessed before or after you put it into the Pepsi bottle? So many questions.
No, you don't. No, don't.
He's assaulting her with the water. I guess it's less harmful than the Bible.
Oh, don't do that to me. I don't want to go.
Ken says, the power of Pepsi compels you.
I want to go. I don't want to go. Don't make me go.
Here.
Don't make me go, please.
Rochelle. Say, God help me. God help me. Forgive my mother.
Man, I gotta drink more Pepsi. Maybe if I drank more Pepsi, I wouldn't be so possessed. Damn it.
My mother.
For dedicating me to the devil.
For dedicating me to the devil.
Dedicating me to the devil. Was that a thing that was done? Seems weird.
Yeah, I want my mother.
I want my mother.
That part of her.
That part of her.
Joe says at least she's a good actress. Yes, that is the one thing I will say, is that most of the time, a lot of the people that Bob hires for this, they're not the worst. I feel like a lot of them are owed Grammys. I gotta say, a lot of them act better than Bob.
Her consciousness.
Her consciousness.
That has lived on in my mind.
That lived on in my mind.
To come to God.
To come to God.
And leave me.
And leave me.
Bernice, look at me.
That is a lot.
Your daughter.
You would think that he would have to pour the whole bottle over her head or something. Now down here at the bottom, you'll see it says, Bob ministers to the soul tie of Bridget's mother, Bernice.
Has forgiven you. God will forgive you. Say, I, Bernice.
I, Bernice.
Repent. repent. Say it.
Repent
of my evil.
of my evil.
Dedicating my daughter to the devil.
Dedicating my daughter to the devil.
To the devil.
Forgive me, God.
Forgive me, God.
Let this part of who I am.
Let this part of who I am.
Have generational peace.
Have generational peace.
In the mind of my daughter.
On the mind of my daughter.
Take me.
Again, this lady's apparently possessed by a demon. But she's following instructions of Bob pretty well.
To your peace, God. To your peace. Come on, say it. Take me to your...
Although I have a question, and don't get mad at me for this. But if this lady has DID and she has multiple personalities, can they all be possessed? Bob, do you have to do this exorcism for each one of the personalities? Or is it just the one body that the demon inhabits, and then it can take over all of the different personalities? I'm just wondering, because what happens if you get the demon out of Bernice, but then Banana Hammock also lives in Bernice, and Banana Hammock has Jezebel as the demon? I mean, do you then have to exorcise Banana Hammock? I'm just wondering.
Your peace.
Take me.
To your peace.
Take me.
To your peace.
It says right here, because of the stress she is undergoing, which I would say Bob's causing to her, by the way, a memory imprint of Bridget as a child surfaces. A memory imprint? Why is it an imprint? Can it not just be a memory?
Take me to your peace. Say it, Bernice. Bernice, say it. Take me to your peace. I want this altar to stay out of the way. I want the child who was dedicated to the devil to stay out of the way. Stay out of the way, sweetheart. Sweetheart, stay out of the way. I'm helping your mommy to turn to God. I'm helping your mommy to turn to God. We can talk with you later, sweetheart.
Is this the inner child? This is the kid? Multiple personalities?
Bernice, say, take me to your peace, God. Take me to your peace.
Take me to your peace.
I go now.
I go now.
Go, Bernice. Go.
I guess she doesn't have to be hit with the Bible.
Go to the peace of God. This stuff can get a little complicated.
You don't say, Bob.
But the Lord showed me when she came up here that the first thing which was coming forth, actually the second thing, the first was the demon, the second was this embedded state of consciousness, this dissociated identity of her mother's consciousness who had dedicated her to the devil.
What?
I brought that forth in her mind to resolve it. And
so is she cured of DID now?
For her to speak forgiveness to that aspect of consciousness of her mother which was inherited in her. Now, that takes away the power of the demons.
I mean, she's coughing. Maybe that's what's taking the demon. The demon's coming out of her. It's making her cough. Scam Jam says, please remain standing because the demon needs that to find his way out of your buttocks.
Now we can get rid of them. Now, you ready?
Ready?
Ready to get rid of these demons?
Okay, so I guess we just got rid of the memory imprint of the mom and the DID, I guess, and now we're getting rid of the demon. So this is the real demon work.
We're going for another round.
Yeah, we're going for another round. It's so funny. Because if I was possessed by a demon, I would find... yeah, actually, do you know what? What am I saying? I probably would find it fucking hilarious. Because, I mean, I'm just
You're evil.
you know, whatever. You know what? Everyone, give the Lord a hand.
Give the Lord a hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get it over with. Jezebel and Lucifer, look at me.
Oh no. Oh no. Jezebel is there.
Jezebel?
How did you know?
Jezebel.
Who told you? Who told you?
What did you call?
Who told you? Who told you I was here? Who told you? Got demons? If you got demons, it's probably Jezebel.
Call me, I smack you with the judgment of God.
Smack you!
Say I, Jezebel.
Thank God he didn't have the Bible. That one would have been violent.
I, Jezebel.
Hi, Jezebel.
Bind myself.
I bind myself.
To Lucifer.
Again, it's hilarious.
To Lucifer.
To Lucifer.
And all my kingdom. And all my kingdom. And all my kingdom.
And it pops up, get Bob's 500-page encyclopedic handbook with all you need to know about demons and the devil. Yeah, I'll get right on that. It's called Larson's Book of Spiritual Warfare.
And all my...
And all my kingdom.
And all my kingdom.
We lift the curse.
May the power of Pepsi be with you!
Say we lift the curse.
We lift the curse.
Of Pepsi! And apparently Jezebel, I don't know. Maybe she's more of a Dr. Pepper drinker.
From this woman.
Right?
From this woman, say it.
From this woman.
And future generations.
And future generation.
The curse is lifted. Say it.
The curse is lifted.
And just as soon as he says the curse is lifted, up pops another ad. Free yourself from Satan's grasp by identifying and breaking soul ties. Order Bob's book, Curse Breaking. I wonder, there's about 7 to 8 ads for every one of these videos. I wonder how much they work. It would be interesting to see the statistics on that, Bob.
The curse is lifted.
On future generations.
On future generations.
Get him, Jezebel.
Not Jezebel! Oh, there's the Bible. I knew it had to be coming. We can't get through a whole exorcism without Bob slapping someone with a Bible.
Sweet. Say I, Jezebel. Say I, Jezebel.
I, Jezebel.
With no more right.
With no more right.
To this woman of God.
To this woman of God.
With all my kingdom.
We're really close to each other. Part of me hopes that this is real. Because imagine having to, like, practice this before the day. And having to be this close to Bob. How many books does Bob have? He has 40. He has 40 books. 3 of them, I believe it's 3, are fiction books. And the rest are all like these ones. All about his exorcisms and the devil and how to help yourself not be possessed by demons.
With all my kingdom.
Go now.
Go now.
To the pit. Come out.
No! Go now! Go now! That's my favorite one.
Go. Go. Now. To the pit. Come out of
Go! 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 Go!
Come on, help me out here. Tell this thing where to go. Go. Go.
Go!
Go.
Oh, Pepsi!
Come on. Come on.
Everybody, say word! Come on! Go! Then again, down at the bottom, we have an ad. Experience a life-changing encounter. Meet one-on-one with Bob. I really want to. If Bob comes to Canada, I'm going.
Go.
Now. Go now.
Come on! Please! And I guess it's over. So once again, give the Lord a hand.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Lord saved the lady through Bob Larson.
Get out.
Amazing. Look at this.
Go now.
In Jesus' name. Out.
And he manages to do that without actually burning the cross into her forehead. Yeah, see, it's not like the movies at all. Wow. You sure saved her. Copyright 2017 Bob Larson. Try me, Bob.
What did the Lord do for you tonight?
What did the Lord do for you tonight? And now we are on to, as he says, afterwards, a relieved Bridget shared her feelings. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about this other than, again, could you imagine going through what we just watched and then sitting down? They always look so, like, fancy sitting here, too, right? Compared to this, when she looks a mess because she just had an exorcism done to her. And then having Bob Larson interview you, and then you're supposed to, like, act all normal. It's weird. It'd be a weird acting role. However, Bob, I am available. So if you would like to hire me, I would love to be one of them.
What did the Lord do for you tonight?
He delivered me from something because I have a peaceful mind. I had no idea I could have had Jezebel. That I had the personality of my mother. I'm really grateful. I'm thankful. I'm going to go home and praise the Lord.
I'm going to go home and praise the Lord. Yes, give the Lord a hand.
Give the Lord a hand. Yeah.
Give the Lord a hand, everybody. Thank God that that woman was saved. It would be awful if she wasn't. One of the things that you heard Bob say is that she is evil. And that she was taken over by Satanism. Exorcism, Satanism, oh my God, ritual, satanic abuse with cults. There's just so much going on that Bob Larson has to save us all from. Hello, Six Drops, good to see you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Six Drops says, poke demons, gotta catch them all. He got his awesome poke cross there. That's right. Scam Chan says, that was indeed one demon removed. But again, I am worried about all of the multiple personalities she has and what demons could be possessing those. He's whispering, I'll pay you later, in her ear. Probably. Ken says, Pepsi just won a lifelong customer. She gets her check after the interview. Oh, see, that's what it is. Bob's like, listen, I can't give you your check until you do the interview. So you really have to do the interview, right? So, ritual satanic abuse. Something that, you know, if you're watching those of us that cover people like Bob Larson and other cults and occult things and religions, you might have heard about satanic abuse, ritual Satan abuse, etc. But you know, how real is it? It's okay, Six Drops. We also hear all six of our inner demons laughing at him. What the fuck is this satanic ritual abuse? Is it even a real thing? The answer is actually no. A lot of people mistaken the occult for Satanism. A lot of people mistaken Satanism, right? Come on, computer. Work with me, damn it. A lot of people mistaken Satanism as an actual religion, as something that actually happened. And a lot of people believe that satanic ritual abuse was a thing. However, we need to just have a little open discussion about this for a moment. because it wasn't really a thing at all. It is what is referred to as satanic panic. And we're going to be deep diving Aleister Crowley and satanic panic and Satanism over the next couple weeks. So this is important to go over today. The satanic panic is a moral panic consisting of over 12,000 unsubstantiated cases of satanic ritual abuse, which is SRA, acronyms, right? It's also known as ritual abuse, ritualistic abuse, organized abuse, or sadistic ritual abuse. It started in the US, so the United States of America, fuck yeah, in the 1980s. And it spread throughout many parts of the world by the late 1990s and still sort of persists today. Sort of, a little bit, sometimes. The panic originated in 1980 with the publication of Michelle Remembers, which was a book co-written by Canadian psychiatrist Lawrence Pastor and his patient, who also became his future wife, Michelle Smith, which used the discredited practice of recovered memory therapy to make sweeping, lurid claims about satanic ritual abuse involving Michelle Smith. And also, I just want to point out that it is against ethics and the code of ethics for a psychiatrist to ever marry a patient or have a relationship with a patient. A lot of people believe that that was going on at the time, and this guy should have lost his license then. The allegations, which afterwards arose throughout much of the U.S., involved reports of physical and sexual abuse of people in the context of occult or satanic rituals. In its most extreme form, allegations involve a conspiracy of a global satanic cult that includes the wealthy and elite, in which children are abducted or bred for human sacrifices, pornography, and prostitution. An allegation that returned to prominence in the form of QAnon. Nearly every aspect of the ritual abuse is controversial, including its definition, the source of the allegations and proof thereof, testimonies of alleged victims, and court cases involving the allegations and criminal investigations. Over time, the accusations became more closely associated with dissociative identity disorder, which is why I believe Bob is all about DID right now. And at that time, it was called multiple personality disorder, which I still sometimes fuck up and call it that because I was taught that that's what it was called. And anti-government conspiracy theories. There was the McMartin preschool trial, and that's one that we'll actually be deep diving in future. I just wanted to explain that this is a thing. Satanism is not a real religion. We are going to get into that, okay? And this was something that happened. The whole satanic panic was nothing other than a panic. It was all based on fake stuff. Fake cult abuse. Which does not help those of us that want to speak out about the real stuff, by the way. Thank you. Fuck you, Michelle fucking Lawrence. Anyway. So whenever Bob Larson is out here and he's going on about this satanic ritual abuse, I can't help but go, and this shit's full of crap, you know, because of this. Because of my knowledge on the satanic panic and everything that happened with it. I also think it's interesting how Bob has been honing in on DID lately. As I say, in future, you're going to see me react to a whole thing he did on it. Because I do believe that these things are all closely connected, as you see here. it became more closely associated with DID. So I just find it interesting. I feel like Bob Larson is still stuck in the state of satanic panic. And that is part of our issue here, is that he is stuck in that way of thinking. And because of that, he's out here giving out these exorcisms and whatnot. And essentially what he's doing, I find abusive as well. Scam Chan says, guaranteed 30 days, demon free. Yeah, I wonder if he has an insurance thing like that. When you like go for an exorcism, can you buy like extra protection just to make sure that guarantee? And then if for whatever reason the demon returns within 30 days, then you can go back and get a free exorcism from Bob. I mean, that would be a good thing. We need that. Six Drop says he gives out a little punch card. The 13th exorcism is free. Oh, you would love that. You picked the number 13 for that. I need to go and grab a little drink for myself. And then afterwards, I would like to wrap this lovely stream up with us reading Don't Give the Devil the Right to Curse You, which Bob Larson wrote on May 15th. Because that one's fucking hilarious as a blog. So I'm just going to put on another ad break, and I will be right back.
How do you know if your problems are the result of bad life choices or demons? And what do you do if your problem is demons? My 200-page book, Dealing with Demons, has answers for questions most are afraid to ask. Can Christians be demon-possessed? How can I know what's natural and what's supernatural? Dealing with Demons will teach you how to recognize symptoms that the devil is at work in your life or the life of someone that you care about. Learn strategies to avoid Satan's traps and walk in freedom and supernatural protection. Read Dealing with Demons and be one step closer to living in spiritual victory.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS, pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper, Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. Are you someone who worships our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Do you believe women owe you what the Virgin Mary refused to give up? Is your life meaningless unless you can experience the touch of a woman, but not just any woman, a true Stacy? Are you tired of gym maxing? Well, we have the perfect solution for you, Giga Chad. Brought to you by the same people who brought you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. We now offer sexual endorphin spray to help attract the perfect Stacy with just a few squirts. No, don't squirt that! Sorry. Today's content is brought to you by Sexual Endorphin Spray, trademarked. Just spray yourself with this fabulous fragrance, and the women won't be able to keep themselves off you.
I use a sexual endorphin spray to attract this dumb hoe. She hasn't left my kitchen or my bedroom since, know what I'm saying?
Shit smells amazeballs. The fragrance is cool too. It smelled so good, even Grandma loved it. And me. A little too much, actually. You can even use it at church, guys. The nuns wouldn't stop grabbing at me. Neither did the pastor's wife. Women will love the scent, guaranteed. He smells so good. I just want to rip off all of his clothes and then just take my tongue and then... Okay then, amen. Grab a bottle for yourself today, along with a box of tiny dinger condoms, trademarked a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and you'll be posting shorts on YouTube called From Incel to Giga Chad in no time. Sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. Be a Giga Chad right away and spray to get your dream Stacy today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Hartman's, RX Pharmacy, Home Depot, Chad's R Us, the grocery store, all the damn pharmacies, and in your favorite YouTube streamer's pocket. Now. Now back to our regular programming. I hope that you guys enjoyed our little ad breaks. Ken says, I like Twisted Tea. I think I have the Twisted Tea Demon. Oh my God, we need to call Bob Larson. Ha ha! I'm glad that you like them. So, I think the best way, a large box of tiny dinger condoms, please. Are you sure? Are you sure you need those, Scam Chan? It's usually just for the streamers and the incels. But, I mean, we can get you one. I'll even get you a discount. Ken says, help me, Bob! Help me! So I think that the most fun way to kind of wrap up our little stream here is by reading this blog again by Bob Larson. And as I said, it was posted May 15th of this year. Bob is very adamant about posting in this blog. He's been doing it a lot more lately. I feel like we've gone through some dry spells of it. In the last few months, he's really been posting. Wifey needs something to play with. Do you know what? I hear that they work really well as finger condoms. Yep, finger condoms for in the kitchen. So if wifey cuts herself a lot like me while she's cooking, then maybe they would work that. So as you see, Bob here says, don't give the devil the right to curse you. I think we need to have a little talk with Bob, just like we did with Warhammer, about the difference between rights and privileges. But, you know, maybe that's just me. I love how every single time he says it's him that publishes it. Like, we get it, Bob. This is your spiritual freedom church, a Bob Larson's ministry. This is your website, boblarson.org. And we get that you write all of the articles here. You don't have to keep letting us know. But anyway, here we have legal rights. The pictures are kind of funny because as you see, this is supposed to be the devil's arm. I love it. So Bob says, I have some important advice. We better listen up. Don't give the devil the right to curse you. This statement raises two important questions. At least in this one. I hope he answers them and it doesn't just raise all the questions like in the last blog we read. Number one, can the devil have the right to curse you even if you are a Christian? Which is, now, if you remember in the last blog we read, before we reacted to the last video and whatnot, rewind and rewatch this stream. If you have not seen the whole thing, please watch it from the beginning. You will not be sorry, I promise. But Bob stated basically that if you grow up in a good Christian home with good, healthy Christian morals and whatnot, then you have less of a chance of being possessed by demons. So I feel like he gives a lot of mixed messages with this. Because then here he's going to go on to say that, yes, you can get possessed even if you're like a good Christian. So it's like, I guess you don't have any protection if you grow up in a good Christian home, Bob. So why did you tell us that in the last article? But anyway, number two, the second question that's very important according to Bob here is, what is the right that you must remove? And I'm sure that you're all like, Bob, what the fuck are you talking about? Because when I first read that, I was like, huh? What? What is the right that you must remove? Like the right to curse me? Is that what he means? Weird. Scam Chan says, I only want legal demons. Those illegal ones are just not allowed to possess me. It's just such, like, his wording is weird. I feel like I worry about him because when I read these blogs, they are not at the same level as his books. which makes me wonder who is writing his books or who is writing his blog. Which one of them has the ghostwriter? I'm guessing probably his books, right? And this is actually how Bob writes. Just gonna throw it out there. It's a theory of mine that he has somebody else write the books, and then these blogs are actually written by him, and this is the real way he writes. I know, Bob. I get it. I am evil.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
My atheist ass is going to hell. Bob goes on to say, Deliverance 101 begins with an understanding that the only way which Satan can attack your life is if he has the right. So then you're like, oh, okay, so then we have to take away Satan's right to attack our life? You've got a right to take away Satan's right to attack your life. You gotta get that song written. That would be fun. It just sounds so weird. This is known among those who cast out demons as a legal right. So again, apparently that Satan has a legal right. I want to know what law books this is written in. Warhammer will say it's not Texas, so we should just get that one right out of the way. The devil may have permission to torment your life in some way and to some degree. Who granted that right? I don't know, Bob, was it you? Were you the one so you can give an exorcism and charge me $2,000? I'm just wondering. Then he goes on to say, perhaps you did. Like, put the blame on me. Way to blame the victim, Bob. Perhaps you did by willful sin, especially dabbling in witchcraft and the occult. So see, all you pagans out there must be possessed by a fucking devil. In addition, as I point out in my book, Curse Breaking, this man cannot go one moment without self-promotion. If you thought YouTubers were bad, take a look at Bob. Ancestral sins give certain legal rights to Satan. So in other words, you can't really do anything to stop it. How are you supposed to stop your ancestors from sinning? These may include conjuring spirits, idolatry, thinking that other people are your idols. That's basically what it is. Making compacts with the devil. Do not make makeup compacts with the devil, okay? He only uses one shade. The shade is red. Even dedicating future generations to Satan. Imagine dedicating future generations to Satan, though. Being like, do you know what? I dedicate my great-great-grandbabies to Satan. It's very strange. God gave Satan permission to torment John. Bob wants to do exorcisms without any legal repercussions, I think. He would, wouldn't he? As both Exodus 25 and Numbers 14:18 declare, the guilt of iniquity is passed on to the third and to the fourth generation. In fact, that Hebraic phrase means perpetuity forever. Isn't that how it worked? Anyway, only under the new covenant of grace can this curse be broken. Only with Bob Larson. This is how Satan can curse you with the evil deeds of your ancestors. Yeah, just like all the people in Africa are cursed so much with their fucking voodoo, according to Bob here. All Africans just... And they're all cursed with voodoo. What is the right that you must remove to cancel Satan's evil plans for your life? We already asked this. This is the third damn time, Bob. The third time that we've asked this question. Are you going to answer it this time? For fuck's sakes, learn how to write a damn blog. Sorry. I had a moment. That depends on your own history of moral and spiritual rebellion. So I'm fucked. As I stated above, when? Okay. If you contact a credible deliverance minister, they'll know all about this. And Bob has a bunch of them graduated from his school that people paid a bunch of money to go to. So, you got to trust him on that advice. If you reach out to our ministry, I can meet you in person or virtually, or we can refer you to an associate minister. Geez, Bob, thanks. Thanks for, how do I remove and cancel Satan's evil plans? I got to call Bob. Like I said, that's the answer. This man cannot stop self-promoting. It is like that is his addiction. He doesn't need drugs. And he says he already got Jesus. So what he does is he self-promotes. Just nonstop, all day and night long, all over the fucking place. The curse-breaking procedure is to repent of your own sins and those of your forebears. I find that very unfair. I find it very unfair that you would put the blame of ancestors sinning on people today. Why would it be, for example, Six Drop's fault that our ancestors sucked? That's not a thing. Or Ken, you're at fault because your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Ken Doll, committed some sins. It's what you putting that on people for, Bob? That's a lot to put on people. Scam Chan says, my evil ancestors didn't need help from demons. He's like, they were the demons. They were already them. Six Drop says, we've been painting art on canvases with dead bodies until 1964. Google Mummy Brown paint. And that weenie is spouting about Satan and demons? I wonder how many portraits of Jesus was painted with dead bodies. Oh my God, that is an amazing question. Oh my God, the irony. I love it. Damn it, Grandpa, why you gotta do that? I know, Kendall, he fucked you for life, dude. For life, according to Bob here. He says he'll verbally cancel all curses that may be attached to those acts of disobedience and spiritual rebellion, known and unknown, which that always makes me laugh. He says this a lot. He kind of talks about the known and unknown rebellions or even demons. And I'm like, well, if they're unknown, Bob, how do you know about them? Is that because you're the famous exorcist? I just want to know. Then he says, can you do this yourself? I honestly, when I first read through this, I thought he was going to be like, nope, gotta hire me. But apparently he says you can't. He says yes, but not as effectively. Again, that's the part where he kind of tells us that you need him. But I just thought that the man was going to be downright no. So good on you, Bob. You actually surprised me with that one. I was like, oh, look at that. He actually did say yes. You know what? We need to give the Lord and Bob a hand.
Yeah.
It was a nice surprise. I do have to say. It was a good one. So he says, yes, you can do it yourself, but not as effectively. Over and over in the Bible, the principle of agreement between one individual and another person of faith is emphasized. I would hope so. That's kind of the point of it, isn't it? Jesus said in Matthew 18:20, for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Probably driving by in that motorcycle that just went by my window. Sorry about the background noise. I will die if I don't have my windows open. And then my soul will go down to hell because I am obviously very much possessed as an evil atheist. I've been called an evil atheist by 3 different people in the past week. So eventually, I guess it has to ring true, doesn't it? Deuteronomy 19:15. Why can't I say that word? Get to know your demon. Join the demon app. Ooh, Joe, we might have a new product. Just give me a couple weeks. So Deuteronomy 19:15 establishes this injunction at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, either or, it doesn't really matter, shall the matter be established. Which again, it goes back to sexism and misogyny, that 2 or 3 people also have to witness a woman being raped. I'm just saying. 1 Timothy 5:19 adds this. Do not entertain an accusation against an elder unless it is brought by 2 or 3 witnesses. Again, if you actually know the Bible, they're not talking about demon possession for this. So thanks for bringing that up, Bob. Isn't Roe versus Wade up for debate where you are, Bob, in the US? It's funny, Bob, that this is what you would write in a blog right now. I'm just saying, I don't like it. Makes me feel icky. Ew, gross. Icky. Finally, when Jesus sent out his disciples to cast out demons, it was 2 by 2. And in this way, he gave them power over unclean spirits. But again, that's in Mark 6:7. It's about, this is the only one about the demons. Bob, the rest of it is about rape. Can we not do that, please? This man's going to give me an aneurysm. See, this is why you're evil, Bob. You're evil. Bob goes on to say, if you think that at least some things in your life might be the results of a curse, consider these 2 things I established earlier. Well, I have been hexed by 3 different people on this platform. Bell's actually hexed me twice. One of the hexes I may have asked for because I thought it was hilarious that the person did hexes, whatever. So I might need this. You see, I'm really just here trying to learn so that we can all save me and my soul. Satan may have a legal right, and if he does, you must get the right kind of help to adequately remove that right. He needs to be oppressed, that damn Satan. Don't put off seeking prayer. Weird to hear from a pastor, a reverend, but okay. You have no idea how much your life may be hindered physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually until you begin to break the curses which are there because the devil has a right. Cancel that right today. Now we're sounding like an infomercial. Also, this kind of infers that everybody has a demon, right? It's like, you don't know how much your life is being hindered by demons until you come over here and get an exorcism. It's like, so we're all possessed? Now, as we all know, he always leaves us with an encouraging word.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
No, I'm just joking. That wasn't the encouraging word. But this encouraging word, he says, call upon the Lord. In Psalm 17:6, David declares, I have called upon you, for you will hear me, O God. It's easy to gloss over those words and miss an important point. That God's not deaf? Is that the key here? The key here is that David called. He did something. You see that, guys? Woo! David is amazing, and it is so great that David did that. Do you know what? David deserves his own round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, David, for that, for doing something. I guess it's better than anything I'm doing. I'm just doing nothing. He exercised his faith to reach out to God. Something that you're told, if you're Christian, that you can do just by praying anytime, anywhere. So is it a big deal? Apparently it's a flex, Bob says. He didn't see prayer as useless or pointless. He acted upon his faith. God was there, and he would answer. Did he take out his demons? Some folks complain about what God doesn't do for them. You don't want to do that, you ungrateful pieces of shit. They sit back passively and wonder why things don't go better. That somehow God should take the initiative to intervene in their lives without being invited. You would think he just would. I mean, I love how God is a deadbeat dad. You have to invite him into your life. He will not just be there for you. It's like, what the fuck, God? He went to the store to get cigarettes and never returned. But the eternal plan of prayer is for you and me to call upon the Lord. Hallelujah. If you haven't had an answer to prayer, it may be that you haven't asked. Yeah, because if you haven't had an answer to prayer, which implies that you've prayed, it means that you haven't asked, which implies that you never prayed. What a fucking conundrum that puts us in, doesn't it, Bob? Bob, how are you a writer of 40 books, dude, when you contradict yourself in the same sentence in your blog and you do it all the time? How? Who's writing your books, Bob? Who? Tell us now. Call upon him today and see what happens. And that's where you're left. You're left just to wonder about whether or not you should pray. And again, what does that have to do? Like, how does this help us? I feel like it's all just very generalized advice. He's like, this will answer your questions about how you are going to stop Satan from possessing you and all of your future family members. You got to take away Satan's legal rights. How do you do that? Well, you hire me, Bob Larson. Glad I could help. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's like, thanks, Bob, but that didn't tell me much, did it? No. Not at all. But I guess that's what Bob had to say to us. Just, not even, just over a week ago. It was on the 15th. So, literally, going on 2 weeks ago. That was posted. It's a new one. Scam Chan says, geez, God can feed the birds, but people, not so much. Right? Six Rob says, don't you hate it when God Daddy goes for milk and never comes back? I know. I'm sure he definitely went for milk instead of cigarettes. Good call, Six. Got on a smoke break for a few shut up, Scam Chan! AAA takes forever to come. God loves a good barbecue. That's how you get him to exercise your demons. It's just fear-mongering to me. It is. A lot of it is fear-mongering, right? You're supposed to be fearful. And this is one of my issues with the whole Christianity thing, is that they really do want you to be constantly scared of demons, of hell, of sinning. I feel like there's a lot of fear-mongering that happens. And I feel like it can put people into this paranoid state. And then they end up like Warhammer, and you don't want that. No one wants that. Bob is all about his book sales. I feel like if I could have proved that to you more, I will do better next time. But did you not see it? Every exorcism, it is almost like it's written in a script to promote him and his books, so that those little ads can pop up at the bottom of the screen. It's bizarre. I mean, I feel like he's kind of lost it. So this is why I wanted to start deep diving him now, if you will. Because he wasn't as brazen before. I feel like in the last couple of years, Bob's getting a little more brazen with it. We're able to kind of see that a lot more from him. He tried to hide it a bunch of times in the past. And now it's like, he isn't even hiding it. He's literally like, yo, join my university, pay me a bunch of money, join my church, and then, come over here and buy all my books today. He actually has fucking ads. Full on fucking ads like this. I mean, what the fuck is that, Bob? What is that? I don't think that the Lord has given you a hand for that one. I just don't. Yeah, buy my book. The power of Christ compels it, bitch. All right, Joe, I'll play it again.
The power of Christ compels you, bitch.
Yes, I added me there. Yes, it was the same meme I used for my lovely button stream. I just added me in there because power of Christ probably should compel me more than anyone. I'm not scared of demons. They don't want any of this hot mess success. I'm starting to I love Bob. I love Bob. Bob is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I have a very strong belief that if you are covering people, you cannot hate them. All right. As soon as you are covering people, that's why the drama content gets so stressful for viewers and stuff. Because those people actually hate each other. You should not be covering people out here that you actually hate or have personal anger towards. Okay. If you can't take a step back, leave that all out, then you shouldn't be covering them. I love Bob. I think Bob is fucking hilarious. Do we laugh at Bob more than we laugh with Bob? Oh, hell yes. But at the same time, do I hate the man? No. No. I think he's one of the funniest people in the world. You know what? I used to love Alex Jones. Alex Jones, okay, is one of my favorite fucking lolcows. No one will ever be as good of a lolcow as Alex Jones wins every time. Okay? And the frogs are gay. So Alex Jones isn't really around anymore. And I needed somebody else that would fill that void for me. And then I learned about Bob Larson through Jeff Holiday. And now here I am. And I'm so grateful. So grateful I found Bob. I don't know why I'm talking like an old lady. I'm sorry. I am in a voicing mood today. I guess I should go record after this. But I adore him. I fucking adore him. I don't like to cover people I don't like. Even Ash in them. I know we don't like the scam, but do I actually hate them as people? Not so much. Ash is probably the closest person that I cover to hate. But at the same time, I don't want any harm to come to him. I don't want anything to actually happen. You know what I mean? I would like him to just do what he's supposed to do. I want to see these people successful just in a more honest way, right? An honest way that doesn't victimize other people. So I fucking adore Bob. Bob gives me laughs for days. Scam Chan says, Bob has goals we can all go after. Yes, and he is the grifting king, as you are seeing. Which again, I feel like he hid that a little bit better. He was always a bad grifter, always, but he just seems to be so much more open. And I felt like that last video that we watched was a great example of him. Like I said, you could almost line up his script with the ads that were popping up, right? And the way he was describing different things and the ads were popping up, it was wow, this one's hella noticeable. And I think a lot of people have been wondering, is it real? Is it fake? Most of us strongly believe that Bob Larson's exorcisms are scripted and fake, and that he hires actors for it, or even just people that he knows through his congregation that he has as a cult, alleged cult, and that kind of thing. And I just felt like that one was a really great example because it showed the grift along with showing us Paulie does write a script for it, because that was some smooth self-promoting and advertising if it was just off the top of his head. In which case, this man has grifted so much that he can just smoothly do it now. So I don't know if that's winning either. I don't know if that's winning. Bob has unlocked the formula Ash could duplicate. Yes, Ash would love to get the support that Bob does, right? Is it live or is it Memorex? See, but that's the thing is, they are decent actors. You do have to admit, they're decent actors. I mean, some of them kind of suck. We've had bad ones. which I've reacted to a couple where I'm like, okay, this person is not bringing it today, Bob. You should have picked the girl that you questioned before her in the fucking tryouts for this. Why can I not think of words? God, I'm tired right now. So there's been some bad ones, but for the most part, I think that those people should get Grammy Awards. They are pretty good. And I felt like today we got to showcase some really funny ass shit. I wanted to also show you guys how Bob is connected to this whole satanic panic thing a little bit, because as I state, and as I have stated out here for ages, we are diving into Aleister Crowley and Satanism, and that is going to be happening in the next couple weeks. So I felt like this was a fun way to kind of bring up the topic, was with Bob Larson doing a satanic ritualistic abuse exorcism, if you will. Because, boy, that's funny to me. It's a lot more funny than me just doing a documentary on Aleister Crowley for you. But do stay tuned for that, because that is coming.
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
I am bringing that to you. So, that is all that I actually have for us today. I appreciate all of you coming here and for hanging out with me for this whole stream. To those of you that made it, you are the real ones. Now, all of you get to... I'm joking. Don't do that. Please do go and have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. Please do remember...
Power of Christ compels you, bitch.
Tomorrow we are going to be reacting to a Warhammer rap song and possibly some videos of his live, so you may want to join me for that, as he is a Christian racist incel who decided to beef me because I asked him what Debbie did in Dallas. That's all I did. I swear to God. I swear to Bob Larson's God. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you all, like I said, go have a fabulous day, and I will see you all very, very soon with another one. Make sure that you all give me a hand, and also... Mwah! Bye! And remember, the power of Pepsi compels you, bitch!